Hi, and welcome to the Vedic Astrology New Moon Forecast for this December 17th, 2017, the winter solstice. So it's the dark moon, and the night is getting darker as the moon is disappearing, waning and waning into a sliver. And soon on December 17th, it will be so dark that it will not be able to wane anymore. It will be conjunct the sun and begin to wax again after 10:30 p.m. Pacific time. It's also a very dark time of the year for people in the northern hemisphere. And so I'm sitting outside to get some extra sun. You can see this is the time of the solstice. There's the sun behind me. The winter solstice is the time in the northern hemisphere when actually the sun is weakest, because the sun is the farthest in its declination away from us on the northern side. So the days are very short and the nights are very long. And on December 21st, just 4 days after this new moon, it will be the longest night of the year, the apex, where the sun can no longer move away from us anymore and begins to return. The beginning of winter, and also the beginning actually of the lengthening of the daylight. So it's a time of regeneration, actually an important time of deep contemplation as well. The winter solstice opens a new season of growth. It's called the season of Uttarayana, the 6 months of lengthening days. And it is an auspicious time period where the flux of energy begins to return to the earth. And it is called a day of the gods, the daylight hours of the gods. So it's a very auspicious moment, the winter solstice. And this new moon just before it is very deep and contemplative, because it's a dark, dark night, dark moon, and a very long night. And it is in the nakshatra of Mula. Mula nakshatra. This is the Vedic lunar mansion of Mula, which is actually in Sagittarius, as it is in Western astrology as well, this moon. But it is in the constellation still of Scorpio, because Scorpio is a very long constellation, and the stinger of the Scorpio is right where this Mula nakshatra is located, sting. So it's a very transformative area of the zodiac. It's a very transformative nakshatra, Mula. The power of getting to the root. It's called the root star. There's a deep, dark kind of source energy in Mula. It's ruled by this kind of destructive form of the goddess of destruction, Kali. Niriti is her name. Niriti is this goddess that comes at the end, the dissolution of days, right? She is the force of death and destruction, as well as regeneration. So Mula has a very powerful energy to it. It's a very spiritually powerful star. It's not a good time for investing money. It's not a good time for focusing on the material. It's a time to turn within and to look for true happiness through spiritual practices, through service to others. Mula also has this ability to really get into the root of a problem. So diagnoses of diseases or issues, problems that have been unresolved for many, many months maybe, or even years, on a new moon like this, it's possible to gain a lot of insight and really uncover what is hidden. So it's a very powerful and dark time, this new moon. Powerful time to look within, powerful time to kind of look over. This Mercury retrograde is a good time for revision. It's all very close to Saturn as well, which makes it even a little heavier. There's a lot of strong kind of grounding energy in this, though. It can be very realistic. It can give this new moon a real power of deep and grounded insight, practical insight. But do take care of yourself if you're feeling tired, especially with the Saturn Sun conjunction on the winter solstice. It's a time when we should be at rest, hibernating if possible. And also the configuration of Kalasarpa Yoga is continuing. It's been going on since September. Every time the moon comes around and into the dark half, all the visible planets in the zodiac are kind of confined into 3 houses. So, and they are all on one side of the Rahu and Ketu, the north and south nodes of the moon that cause eclipses. So this is a karmic axis of ecliptic kind of energy, transformative energy. And so this Kalasarpa Yoga tends to have really more of an impact on mass consciousness. And I have been really interested in seeing how a lot of these scandals, sex scandals, things that are unearthing, knocking people down from power positions, like politically and in the media, coming up, especially magnifying in intensity since we've gone into the Kalasarpa Yoga. So this is an influence that's going to continue through this new moon and into January as well. And we have some more eclipses. So it's a powerful time. And this is a very powerful new moon in Mula Nakshatra. It's deep and rather penetrating, powerful place in the zodiac. So let's take a look now at the tarot cards. I like to just ask the tarot cards are going to say about this new moon coming up on December 17th, the new moon in Mula. Okay, it's getting hot out here. Oh my, sorry. It's getting kind of hot out here, but I'm gonna keep reading. The sun is so intense, actually. Okay, so the first card that came up is the Hermit. Wow, yeah, the Hermit makes you think of retreat, of introversion. So much of this winter solstice darkness and this dark moon feels to me the same way. There is this calling to look within. That's like one of the first things I said in my blog, to look within, to find the light that is truly within, the truth. Mula gets to the truth, beyond all illusion. And that truth is something that we carry in our hearts. It's not outward, it's not in the material world. And it's the guiding light, the guiding force of our spirits. There he is, he carries it. He is the light. So this is for the Northern Hemisphere, of course more, but this dark time of winter solstice really pulls the light that is normally outward and expressing of the sun into a place of internal work and reflection. Like a seed, like planting a seed. Everything collapses in. And Mula is like a core. It's this galactic center, actually. It's where the great gravitational force of the galaxy, the black hole, or whatever it is in the center, is. It's kind of holding us all together, the core, the center. And sometimes it's also associated with an image of a tied up bunch of roots, right? Like a tied up kite. And one of my teachers once said that it really invokes the image of DNA, actually, how it collapses and compresses into the nucleus of a cell, and it holds so much information. In fact, it holds the key, the infinite truth, right? The genetic key that holds us life together, keeps all of us going. So this is Mula Nakshatra holds a lot of power for real deep contemplation and going inward and inward. This is the Hermit. And the Three of Swords. Yeah, and there's a darkness, huh? Three of Swords. There is a darkness to, the working with the shadows, working with our fears to coming up in this time. Anxieties. You might feel also quite just exhausted, tired, anxious, worried, little things bothering you. This is the energy of the depleted sun, really. And the fact that it's so close to Saturn. In fact, this is a card of Saturn. Here, Saturn at the top. Saturn Libra, actually. And the final card, the Wheel of Fortune. What comes up must come down, and what goes down must come up. That's the image, right? It's all a cycle. So the deepest, darkest place of the winter solstice is really just the beginning of the ascent back to the light. It's all coming around, a natural cycle. So take this time to use this time, this precious time, to do some inner work. Take a look. Look within and find the light that guides you. Its infinite brightness always hidden deep within our hearts. Beyond the anxieties of the material world, beyond the pressure of our minds and our worries, all the heartbreak of our past. Beyond that, or deeper, I should say, in the center and the core. Unchanging. It's infinite. We go up, we go down, we go all around it. But in the center, it never moves. Take time now for what comes and what goes. Surrender, let go of the past, and step forward into the new year, the new future. It's looking up. Good fortune. Great. Oh my gosh, I only have 3% left on my battery. So thank you so much for coming to listening to my forecast. It's Vedic Astrology forecast and tarot reading from Industry Astrology. I'm Kari Field, and I offer Vedic Astrology readings one-on-one on Skype, FaceTime, phone. Also tarot readings. You can book a session with me one-on-one. It's live on my website below. There's a link. It's very easy to book the session. So do that if you're wanting to have some more insight around this time for you. And also I have a free newsletter. Get on that. It's absolutely free. It's a great educational tool. And I write every 2 weeks about the full and new moon cycle. And be sure to like my YouTube channel, please. Also follow me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm all over the place. So I look forward to hearing about your reflections on the new moon. Please comment below and like this video. And I will see you coming up next, the full moon coming up. Have a safe and blessed new year and holidays, and take care.